pure, nothing but good vibes up in here. We blaze the ganja, keep it fire. Grambo grows, burning desire. Learn about cultivation, step by step. You can rock out the negativity. Cannabis vibes up in here. Grambo grow, rhymes up in here. Grow, grow vibe, bring unite.
Nothing but good vibes up in here. Grambo grows. What is up, stoners and growers and GramFam and GramBoorg and everybody out there watching? It's good to see you guys. You know, I always look forward to Sundays, man. It's been a crazy week. I'm so stoked to be back with you guys. I am smoking on a whole bunch of stuff. We'll get to that in a little bit. Put what you're smoking on in the chat. Let's see who we got here. We got Cannabis Vibe. He's the man who makes that awesome theme song. Nothing but good vibes up in here. Grambo grows. He's smoking some of that Globfather, which is great because that his birthday was yesterday. Shout out to the Globfather taking tops. He's my man. I guess his name's Shane. Fuck that. Shane, like Cortez the Conqueror. Is Cortez's name? Fuck if I know. Is Grambo my name? Probably. Is Scotty Real his name? For sure. Is the dude legally named the dude? Yes, in Canada. That's why he moved there. Welcome to Grambo Grows. Disclosing all of the stuff. What up, Sicko? Sicko, you made me self-conscious. You were talking about I've gone 2 weeks without getting my beard done, and so I literally went and put I put in some beard cream and gave it a nice comb before, because yeah, dude, it was out of control. But before I get too far in the show, I want to just talk about, I want to start opening with a quick grow tip. You know, one of the things I've been getting a lot of questions, because I work with the Dude Grows, I work with Jug Dealers, and here I am overdoing my own thing. So I get a lot of grow questions from all different directions. And one of the number one topics that I think always is in question is watering. And so I want to bring up watering, what you should be doing with watering. And you should not be watering. Stop watering. It's ridiculous. No, don't stop watering. What I'm trying to say is that, like, a lot of problems come from watering. So what I'm doing is I'm on a mission to start foliar. I'm getting this foliar message out there. I slept on foliar feeding for a long, long time. And what it really was the silicium from the Jug Dealers. That monoorthic silicic acid is foliarable. Normal silica is too big. It's like these big what is it? I can't even remember off the top of my head the old school stuff, but it's too big. And so that's why it's that monosilic acid, is that it's thin enough. It's that monomer opposed to being a polymer. And so it can actually absorb. So that got me going on the foliar. And damn, so if you're growing in soil, hands down, you're probably overwatering too much because you want to feed. And what a great thing. You cannot overwater, but you can still feed. You know, you put a little surfactant, a little soap, something to break up the surface tension, coat that leaf, get all your nutrients in there. Also with cocoa, you know, we're not worried about overwatering in cocoa, but what we are worried about is sometimes giving it a little bit of that dry back. You know, if you're a hardcore grower in the modern age, you're probably playing around with dry back here and there. And so the foliar feeding allows you to keep feeding while getting that soil exactly where you want it. And so, you know, I hated putting silica into my res. That's why I originally, no matter what I did, dude, maybe I'm an idiot. I'm growing 15 years. No matter what I did, I put in the silica. I let it mix thoroughly. You know, I used good nutrients. I mixed them well. Nothing I did, I would always get a little bit of fallout no matter what I did. So I just started cutting silica out and saying, F it. You know, I limped through pretty well. But yeah, once I started foliaring the silica, boom, it changed my whole life. And the other thing that it does is makes IPM just a little bit easier, because, you know, while you're in there foliaring the stuff, why don't you throw a little something like the Lost Coast Plant Therapy? You know, go get some Lost Coast Plant Therapy. They have free samples on their website of the little thing. And if you want to buy something, use coupon code DUDE at checkout. Get yourself a little hookup there. Not sponsored. That's all Dude Grows stuff. I'm just trying to hook you guys up. for sure. And so, yeah, that's my little spiel about. I want to open the show strong instead of gabbing about me for a little bit because I know everyone. I got to talk about me at least a little bit and keep guys updated on the week, guys. It's been a crazy, crazy week. First of all, I got to go hang out with the girlfriend this weekend. We went and I met her near, she's the Kansas cutie. She lives out of town. I met her at the DGC Cup. Her and her brother came in and hung out, and I met her there. And, you know, totally growers love for reals. And so we went and met at the Colorado border. We like met like it's 2 hours for her, 2 hours for me, and we met at the neutral point. And on the way back home, my car broke down, and it's just like DOA. It's done. It's over. So I was like, oh man, how could this like week get any crazier? And then Scotty is out of town. Scotty Real is out of town, and he's down in Costa Rica. And somehow his phone, or not his phone, his laptop and his camera got stolen. So we were gonna film the Dude Grows show like with him. You know, if you guys watch Dude Grows show, you know down. He'll bring his laptop and his camera, and I do my magic on the back end, and we make Dude Grow show happen no matter where all of us are in the world. But not when homie's laptop and camera gets stolen. So if you follow Scotty, give him some love on social media. Go over to the realgrowlab.com. And if you guys don't know, Scotty's got a like just like the real DGC .com that we have, he's got a realgrowlab.com. So go over to Real Grow Lab, hit him up on social media, give him some love. You know, he's still got a phone, I think, so he can see it somehow, you know. But yeah, crazy. So my car broke down. You know, we got Scotty down there. But on the good side, it was Dude's birthday this last weekend, taking Tom's birthday this last weekend. So shout out to them. I've been having been getting really high today, man, because my car's broke down. I've been smoking on one of the things like when you get into this game, I notice all of my like heady friends, they like if you go to a dispensary, you know, things are always like packaged and everything. But when you get into that really heady stuff, all of a sudden you just get these unmarked black jars everywhere. And so I got some JLS Monster on deck. I got some Rainbow Kernel #2. I got that second pheno, son. Banner likes the #4. You know, I'm a #2 man. So shout out to JLS Monster. Who all we got in here? We got Mr. Phillips. We got Sean. We got Sleeps with Sativa, my man. I see you everywhere, homie. Andy 20, I see you everywhere. Craig, what you doing? Thomas Cooley, I see you everywhere. John, Brian, the vibe. Weedsconsin, Graham Borg, member. You know what? Speaking of that, my dabs are all hot, and I'm just going to turn it off. I was going to take a dab. I'm going to turn it off. We got to take a second. Here, and we got to shout out to the Graham Borg, son. Who do we got here? We got Fontucky Canifordia. We got L420 DGC. This man showed up to the DGC Cup wearing a Grambo Grows shirt. Grambo Grows shirt available at GRAMBO.shop for all your Grambo shopping needs. We got LDGC 420. We got Perry Gerhardt. We got Chonky Nugs. We got Mark Jr. We got Alabama Man. What else we got? We got Bare Metal, Witches of Coos, Crazy Days, Weeds Constant. Shout out to you there, buddy. Banjo 420, Jimmy Anderson, my vice president. We got Scott Hey. We got our newest member, second to newest member, Standing Fox. I see you out there in the chat, buddy. We got Jill Sorbello, and our newest member, City Gone Country. Shout out to City Gone Country. I love that guy. So he's real DGC over there, realdgc.com. Now he's GramFam. I don't ask that you support me. If you want to click that join button, there's going to be a little bit more action coming. I've been a little bit lazy with all of my stuff. Oh, Cannabis Vibe. What are you doing? You've already contributed so much, buddy. I appreciate you. So welcome, rejoining the channel, Cannabis Vibe, my man. Been a while since I done a crew shout out. This is the Graham Borg. I bought GRAMBO.org, and I'm going to make a website that's like, so when I got GRAMBO.org, it kind of says Gramborg, and I was like, oh, the Borg. That's like some Star Trek stuff. Jimmy says, welcome, Vibe. But Vibe's not new. Vibe is rejoining, my man. I appreciate you, Thomas Cooley. Smoke that like button if you're having a good time. And if you really want to support cannabis creators, what I always say is share this video with a grower, share it on social media, share it on Reddit, share it on Twitter. Take this video, roll it up, and pass it to a friend. You know what I'm saying, homies. So thank you, Cannabis Vibe, for becoming a member. If you guys want to become GramBorg, you just go onto my page right next to the subscribe thing. It says join. Click join. Lots of crazy stuff. I have a lot of crazy friends. I'm in the middle. My car's broken down. My phone is not working. My phone was delivered while I was in Kansas, and frickin', oh man, what a boog. And so it's just been like crazy, crazy, crazy times. And so now all the chaos that's going on, I'm moving. So me here at the GramBorg, me and Church of Cannabis Nate, we've been living together for 3 years, but now my daughter is just getting older, and my ex is moving to a new part of Colorado, and so I just got to move to a more advantageous location. And so this is the end of the last couple months as the year comes to a close here at the Boner Lodge. So I'll be moving to a new apartment, broadcasting from the new studio, wherever that may be. And so life is just chaotic right now, very, very chaotic. So I haven't been able to do, I work for the Dude Grows. They get, all of my attention. Jug Dealers gets all of my attention. And then my stuff comes a distant, distant third. So thank you guys, all you GramBorg members. Thank you. Most of the names I just listed there have all been, I opened this 3 months ago, and almost every single name on there has been a member for 3 months. So I appreciate you guys. I see you guys, and good content is coming. I swear to God, Grambo needs a Grambo. None of this money has even came out. I need to pay somebody to like help me, and like YouTube won't give me the money. So you guys like have been giving me money, like the few $5 and everything y'all sending in with the GramBorg. That it's stuck, but it's mounting up. So once I do get it out, once my tax BS clears, then I'm going to bring, what do we got? Does DGC have a join? Yeah. No, because we wanted to YouTube everything. So our buddy, I think Grow Underneath the Stairs, got his Patreon deleted a few months ago. And Patreon was super, super cool. They were letting all sorts of shit go. So so it was decided that that's where the real DGC.com came in. And so instead of like worrying about YouTube to always be their overlord and worrying about Patreon deleting them, they have decided to start pushing people. You can still become a Patreon member over with the Dude Grows, but they're trying to push everyone to real DGC to make sure that it can't get taken away. You guys remember Dude Grows channel got deleted. It was 2 years ago, almost to the day. It was October 2022. Our channel got deleted. And so it was, they had almost 100,000 subs, and they got deleted. Yo, welcome the newest member to the GramBorg, Craig Do. What it do, Craig? What up, Craig? Hell yeah. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you guys. Welcome to the GramBorg. It's gonna be an adventure. Once I get the place I want to move is over in the neighborhood I used to always do stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedians are broke. They give their lives to the art. Go support live comedy, buy a t-shirt, tip them, do whatever you need to do. Stand-up comedians give their life to it, and they make zero freaking money. So I'm going to pay some talented comedian to come work with me. I'll teach you all the stuff about YouTube. I'll pay you whatever the GramBorg supports us with. That's all going to the next guy, and it'll be pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, Weeds Constant here. Remember, that was a dark day, man. Imagine having 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, working 9 years to get up there, and then just one day it's just gone. Why? Because they had a link to Seeds, a website that sold seeds in the freaking description, and they deleted them. So stupid. So I've been yakking. I was trying to fill up a little time so our guest tonight could go finish up some chores. It's late in the Midwest. It's getting late. This is the late night smoke. I called it that because I usually sometimes some West Coast guests, so that way that it's a little bit earlier for them. But this man's in that central time zone. So rather than me going on like Grambo Wonka, 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 Wonka. Yo, Biz, thank you, buddy. Every single one of this, like I said, it piles up, and it's going to go to whoever the next. Scotty Real said it best. He goes, Grambo needs a Grambo. You couldn't have said it better myself, man. Couldn't have said it better myself. So this guy is very instrumental in my channel. He was in I've only made 3 videos. I stream every single Sunday, as you guys know, but I've only made 3 actual videos. And video 1 was just a yeah, a blind monkey humping a football. It was no good. Episode 2, I was like, let me take this seriously. And yeah, got 80,000 views and climbing. The Night Owl Autoflower video, it's for sure going to crack 100,000. Thank you, GramBoard, for that. You know why it almost cracked 100,000? Because it's got the most shares of any video I've ever done. Sharing is caring. Support cannabis content. They shadow ban us, and no one sees it. But if you guys share it and your other people click that link and watch it, YouTube sees that and they go, hey, we can't bury this. The people have spoken. So roll this video up, pass it to a friend. You guys, my stand-up comedy brain is kicking it. Guys, your next comedian. I was always a host. I hosted a lot of shows. He's my guest is Cortez the Conqueror, man. He's got his own show. Conversations with Cortez, I believe, is the phrasing of that. And it's before this show every Sunday. So go check him out over there. My man.
Hey, what's going on, Grambo? How you doing?
CTK. Does anyone call you CTK? I want to get that popularized. Oh, we got CTK.
No, not really an acronym. Sometimes people say like Cortez or Cortez TK for short.
My man. Yeah, acronym.
Hell
You said
yeah.
it, when it says like a word, that's called an initialism. If an acronym spells a word, that's an initialism. And if it's just a random assortment of letters, that's that. I'm gonna take a dab. How you doing, man? What you smoking on, Cortez?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, I was kind of like in a crunch. I had some stuff to do, but I went to the laundromat and I had no idea it was going to take that long. So I'm like running up 3 flights of stairs, sweating profusely, checking in the camera. I'm like, yeah, I need a paper towel for all this. Ran up here glistening to be on time for you, buddy.
Last week you done caught yourself on fire.
Oh yeah, actually, that was this Grove bag
Cortez
right here.
lit that bag on fire on camera.
Yeah, well, I was doing a dab. I was doing some of that
As you do.
Tops. What is it? The lemons, sticky lemons number 3. I do my dab.
Number 2.
I got this new torch.
Which one of us is gone? I can't tell. Let me know in chat. Am I talking or is Cortez talking? If he's frozen, we'll keep this potty going. What do we got? Yeah, dude. Shout out to Jug Dealers. 1 year, man. 1 year.
I think I lagged out there for a little bit. Sorry about that, Grandpa.
Yeah, all good, baby. All good.
There we go. I'm back.
After dealing with the internet situation with you and Scotty.
Oh, I know. And you know what? I haven't had an internet problem again until I just jumped in this stream. What do you got running on the back end there, Grambo?
I got this good stuff, man. Denver actually has Google Fiber, like the strongest internet on earth. I don't have it because it's not over here, but yeah, Haldor, I got Matt from Strange Show's email. I might email him if anyone knows. If you guys know anybody or you want to badger anybody, like hook me up with them. I'm always looking for a good guest for these things. So I was on Cortez's show like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and before recording, he produces it all himself and everything, and like his internet dropped and everything was crazy. He's pouring sweat and his internet just would not work, and we're on there with his co-host Cannalisa. Also shout out to Cannalisa, she's had a birthday this weekend as well. And so it was we're sitting there and he's freaking out. He's got no internet. He keeps dropping. So he has to like get on some like Verizon 5G thing, and he ends up like paying $10 right then and there so he can freaking go live. So I know this man is stressing over there dealing with his internet.
Yeah, I don't know. At least it's not me doing like all the back end stuff this time. So it's a little bit less. Plus, like, you know what I mean? With Scotty, it was kind of like that much more pressure. If it was like somebody else, I might have been like, okay. But it was like, you know what I mean? That much more pressure trying to get the exclusive with the bakery boss. trying to get the big
I'm
Scotty
telling
interview,
you, man,
know?
we had Shane from MyGrow on, and Shane's crushing it on the internet. He's got this
Yeah.
amazing company that's crushing it. And Scott's audio broke, just straight up
Oh.
broke, like unsalvageable. And so like, and then dude Brett is like, Grandma, Scott sounds a little fucked on my end, and I'm like, sounds good on my end, must be the connection. No, I made a new rule. If someone says something's effed, I have to take them
Yeah.
seriously. So I had to go through by hand and literally edit out every single thing Scott said to salvage the episode. Like,
No.
so if he made a point, instead of going, so Cortez, thanks for being here. What I wanted to ask you today is, like, when you go into your garden, it just starts off, when you go in your garden, like, I cut out every like thing ever. Was kind of
Yeah.
funny about that is a bunch of people commented how like Scott didn't interrupt once during this show. It's like, well, it's because I cut him out. And then the episode also got 80,000 views, like our
Oh,
highest
wow.
Dude Grows episode ever. So just know, Cortez, that I get a lot of shine for, like, Scotty always say, Grambo never F's up. Yeah, he just is nice enough to not point out when I royally
Right.
you know.
Well, that
So
was kind of
it
the thing
is-
too about the Scotty episode, was that we ended up like cranking it out, but then when I played it back, I really didn't think that my audio was going to be
just
salvageable.
cranking it out.
So I really I was like, shit, I just went through all that, and this is just going to get like shelved. This is never going to see the light of day because it sounds like a dog turd. But I reached out to you. You hit me back a little while later, but I had already like done the research and kind of like figured it
Yeah,
out.
I was proud of you. Cortez asked me for like advice on how to fix things, and he essentially, I would have taken 3 steps, and he took 2 of them. Like, and God, you don't need to learn, like, you don't know how to use Adobe Audition, and God help you. You know, it's a whole thing. I had to take
Yeah.
an audio
Well,
engineering class just to figure it out.
I did use Adobe, but I used the Adobe Podcast AI. So it kind of like
Mhm.
corrects the voice automatic. Like you got some control once it like rendered the whole
It's like,
thing because
so
it was
for
like a scale
example,
1 to 10.
what we're doing right here, right now, it streams out a lot, like Zoom, FaceTime, StreamYard. A lot of the Discord has these great noise reduction things. So if you get a lot of echo and stuff, and so they essentially, Adobe just took like the Discord noise cancellation. Well, you can't get that. That's not a thing you can get. And so included in your Adobe subscription comes a thing called Adobe Podcast and Audio Fixer. And so essentially takes that noise suppression that all those other companies have and gives it to the public to use. It's kind of a secret
I
weapon.
got
podcast
kind of
folks.
lucky. They had like a 30-day free trial, so I fixed that episode and just canceled the free trial.
Nice, my man.
And
Yeah, dude,
I
it's
had
over.
I had to remove the audio from the video, correct it through like the AI audio engineering software, and then put it back to the video, but like time everything up so it didn't look like an old Bruce Lee movie. Like,
Yeah, they don't come. It doesn't come out right either. Like, yeah, every single time. It's sometimes it's 2
I had
frames.
to play with it a
Sometimes it's
little
3
bit.
frames. Sometimes it's 5 frames. Why? What's Adobe? Someone at Adobe call me, because it's effed. It's effed in the A. So what were you smoking on there? I saw you take a little toke.
Yeah, so I had Chad Westport on earlier, one of my favorite.
Oh, he
humans,
grows some weed.
Yeah, he grows some dang. But for Chad, I don't know. I felt like pressure to like be on my game. So I actually had this like GG4. I had this GG4 cross of some autoflower that, you know, whatever. But I kind of saved the weaker weed for him, which I'm about out of on my rolling tray. But since I got this bag that I set on fire, this is the cherry paloma. But yeah, when the fight, so my fucking torch, I got this new one that's like pretty heavy duty, but it'll like still, not my first mishap with that torch either. So if you don't make sure that it's like all the way off, it won't be a visible flame, but it will burn the fuck out of everything. So I caught this bag on fire. Like, I kind of, from my peripheral, I'm trying to do the show. Oh yeah, haha, Cortez the Conqueror. I see smoke. I'm like, okay, maybe it's something, you know, sometimes you cache something in the ashtray, gives off like a little poof or whatever. But dude, I look over and like 6 to 8 inches off the top of a fucking Grove bag, I see this fireball. I'm like, oh, what do? Grab it. I put it out with my hand. Now, the only downside to that, I actually did, yeah, I don't know if you could still see it or not. I had 2nd-degree burns on my hand because when I just kind of like snatched it, I just like grabbed the fire. That burning plastic from the Grove bag like melted and was stuck to my hand.
No, that's burning like multiple things burning and touching your skin. Like some of the worst burns I've had of recent memory is like I used to always smoke a nectar collector, and sometimes it would pool up in
that's
there,
what I got.
and it would rip
It'll
out
drop
and red
out.
hot
Have you
oil.
ever had it go on your chest? It'll peel
Oh, of
skin off
course.
instantly because
Of
I like doing
course.
my dabs
I've had
hot.
one everywhere, dude. Yeah, and then it cools, and there's no good way to get it
Might
off.
have
of you.
one.
Yeah.
Oh
so
yeah,
that's
dude.
why I
You
got
just gotta
my-
eat it. You just gotta find some place to go in your mind and internalize that shit. Just
Strong men don't cry. No.
yeah.
You mentioned
Well, that was kind of the
autoflowers,
thing
man.
with the
Yeah.
burning bag because it was like, okay, for one, I don't want like a 3-alarm fucking fire in my apartment now, and 2, I don't really want to stop the show. So how can I just make it stop? The show must go on.
Yeah.
It's dedication right there, Grandpa.
Your judgment goes out the window. I told Cortez, like, funnily enough, like this is like Cortez actually is like he's out there watching and enjoying the community, man. Like I was like, yeah, I got pooped on during a show one time, and he was like,
I remember that show. I remember that show.
Fucking, I think it was Ricky Bobby. I think when he was a puppy. Fucking, we were doing the live stream. If you guys remember the live Monday show. So
What do they say, Grambo? It's better to be pissed off than pissed on.
That's goddamn right. That's a I don't know where the original but that's a Men
I think
in
it was
Tights.
Confucius.
Could be
Might
Confucius.
have been Confucius. We'll go with
But yeah,
that.
you mentioned
sounds legit.
autoflowers earlier, and obviously you're the autoflower king of Chicago. And
Yes, sir.
I actually saw some cherry paloma. I didn't see it in real life. I saw some seeds of it for sale somewhere, some cherry paloma autoflowers. And so I immediately thought of you. I was like, I should just
So
get
who
those.
vetted this?
Oh,
What
I
are
think
the
they just
parents?
it's just,
Is this
probably
from
something
somewhere in the
stealth.
Netherlands?
you know what? Now that you said that, now that you've given me this tone, I
White
realized like,
label
oh, maybe I
garbage.
should. I just look
Well,
at these
I don't
things,
know.
the world is
talking
chaos,
shit,
Cortez.
but like I got questions. Like whenever I
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
something, because that's how companies like ILGM rip people off. They go with like popular strain names, like, oh, this is fucking Bruce Banner, this is Blue Dream, this is Chemdog, and it can have no trace of that in the parents because it's kind of like knockoff cologne. You know what I mean? Like some knockoff colognes are better than others, but at the same time, it's like this isn't necessarily this strain. It's like with an asterisk, so it is. This is our representation of this strain, and good luck which pheno you get.
Yeah, and then as you know, they make the fake terpenes in the flavors of strains, so you can get like, oh, bottled Gorilla Glue terpenes, and sure, it has the essence of Gorilla Glue, but that ain't that ain't what we're looking for. So yeah,
no.
it's a bizarre world
It's
between
not it.
AI and spray packs and chaos. It's just I don't know, man. The idea, it's like I just
Dogs
I'm
and
trying to
cats
drop
living together, mass hysteria.
mass hysteria. My man. I always would do that on stage. It goes to the traveler. He'll come and check one of the pre-chosen forums. During the replication of the Voldrani, the traveler came as a large and moving torque. Then, during the third reconciliation of the last of the McKettrick supplicants, they chose a new forum for him, that of a giant slore. Many subs and Zools knew what it was to be roasted in the depths of the slore that day, I can tell you.
All hail King Zeus. He has spoken.
Yes, that's the goes are the tra- that's the Louis Tully speech from Ghostbusters. That was my favorite.
Hey,
I've seen
I'm kind
Ghostbusters
of
a
proud
couple
of myself.
hundred times.
I got
Yeah,
a
man,
legit
you got-
micro now.
you are
Been
mic'd
stepping it
up.
up a little bit lately.
You still have no good internet. I find it hilarious that right when I go to a shot at you, you're like,
Oh, Jesus. Well, see, here's the thing. Okay, so just for the record, one, this only happens when I work with Grambo. Not every time, but sometimes. I think, I don't know. Maybe it's like his NSA
Oh, it is.
handlers. We got extra fucking
no,
bandwidth. Who
it
knows?
is, dude. Yeah, no, I have a technological like void. The fact that you say that just validates me. It's like, dude, I've been saying this. Like, fucking, I don't know, like what the deal with me is, but like ever since I became professional, I just have like so much technological problems. It's like a bizarre
Start
thing.
fucking with Grambo. All of a sudden, I'm
I've
talking
become
with
a
mom. The
ninja.
phone
This
starts
is
clicking. It's like
so the
late
other day,
90s,
like
early 2000s.
I use
like,
a stream deck
why
to
are you guys
control all the
listening?
shows. Yeah. Oh my God. I use a stream deck to control the show. And then the stream deck went down. And
Oh, I
so, but
wanna
we're
get
in the
one of
middle of with
those.
a guest. So I go into OBS and I hotkey
Yeah.
the all of the numbers to match with my thing, all and no one would have
Doing the little
known that I did
shortcuts.
that. But I did that, and like MacGyver, no one would have saw that. But so that's an interesting conversational thread right there. Genetics. I always will say, you know, just because like I know James Bean and everything, like Seeds Here Now is the only place that I will personally vouch for of where you can get legit genetics. Like unless the breeder themselves hands me something, I'm fairly skeptical most of the times. And so you bringing
Yeah.
up me seeing this Paloma
Seedsman's usually pretty good too.
Seedsman's, yeah, this is we
Yeah.
should get like a
Seedsman, North
I bet
Atlantic
it
Seed Bank.
exists.
There's a few good ones out there.
I bet you into some Discord channels, there's probably some lists of some good ones there. 'Cause, yeah,
Sometimes it comes down to like availability too, because it's like this is what I want, but which bank has it?
yes, like I want Lemon G, and go fuck yourself if you want. You know, you're like that's just like I mentioned this on Dude Grow Show this last week. It's like I was like, yeah, I'm looking for that Lemon G, and Dude was like, oh, Grambo, you said on the show you're gonna have it for sure. And I was like, someone thinks they have Lemon G, I'm sure, and they'll give it to me, and I will not be happy about, you know, because the Lemon G is like my white whale. It is the most putrid lemon.
I just
gasoline.
found mine.
What'd you find? What's your white whale?
Okay, so dude, I'm like a kid in a candy shop right now, and
Right.
I've been looking for like 5 or 6 years. People have been trying to tell me it's not around anymore. I know it has been. People are just fucking stingy. But I finally tracked down the what is it? The Santa Cruz? I might Santa Rosa, the Blue Dream cut from back in the day.
Oh, I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
And I've been putting it out there for years. I'm like, here's my wallet. Take what you want. Just give me my wallet back, and let's figure this out.
What do you like about it?
Dude, it's like nostalgia. Like, I don't know if you can relate. I made a lot of money off. I made a lot of money off Blue Dream in the early 2000s too. But that's not even the thing. But it's like, you know how, I don't know, the closest nostalgia I could compare it to would be like music. You know what I mean? Like maybe you're driving, you got the radio on, and all of a sudden, whatever it is for you, just for
100%.
purposes, we'll say like Hotel California or something. Maybe the first time you heard Hotel California, you were somewhere in Southern California. So when it comes across the radio, like you can remember what you were doing, you can remember what you were wearing.
A couple months ago, someone
it's almost like a astral projection. You know what I mean? Like it almost takes you back in time.
It's the sense of smell, dude. Someone gave me some weed.
Like, do you ever think about your grandma and all of a sudden, like in the room, you'll catch like a whiff of Liz Claiborne?
Not that specifically, but yes, I get what you're saying.
My grandma was kind of a bruja. She might still be with me a little bit in spirit, but you know, it's people that come from like other countries, from like the mountains. We're Catholic, but we also kind of got like our own little things.
First boobs, like that's interesting. Boobs saw, boobs touched. That's
Yeah.
that's a different thing.
Titties and beer. You ever heard that Rodney Carrington song?
Oh yeah, Rodney
Yeah.
Carrington's the man. Yeah, he's hilarious.
Speaking of
That's it.
country songs, you sound like you got a country song going on, Grambo.
How so?
You're saying your car broke down.
No, dude. So
Yeah. Seems like
yeah,
you're
no, I
going
have
through a
a
whole thing.
hernia and my operation got canceled. I
I
have a
might have a
hernia.
hernia, but I'm still trying to write it off as an ingrown hair like a man until I require medical attention.
Well, you would know.
That just
It
popped up
pops
about
out.
two. I kind is, and I've been
They pop out.
nauseous.
Your guts
I'm
your
pretty
fat
sure.
and guts start welling up
You want
in
to
a
see it?
pocket. Kind of.
Oh, dude, it's
Go to your OnlyFans.com. We'll save it for OnlyFans.
yeah.
So no,
yeah.
I am the
Save some of
luckiest
the
dude
more
on earth.
exclusive
So
content.
I was talking with my therapist coach sort of fella, and he was like, I was like, dude, like I have everything. I set like a list of things after my divorce that I wanted, and like I did all of them. And with this new girlfriend I have, it was the last check mark. Like I had the exact girl that I wanted to meet, and I meet her, and it's
Yeah.
great and everything. And then the minute I finished my checklist, my life went to shit. Injuries, a fucking breaking, nothing. I need a new place to live, a new car, and a new phone, all in the same like 2 weeks. It's just like, what's going on? I got a gum infection that won't fucking go away. I
Oh,
got bit by
man.
a spider that you can like still see. Like it was like a month ago, and it's still there. Like what
You're at
happened?
that
I'm
arc of the
sick.
hero's journey, Grambo?
Dude, see, there you go, Cortez. And that's how I'm not kidding, dude. I'm not kidding. I tell myself that. I go, no one writes a story where everything worked out great and you just did it, you know. I was like, just because I was at my rock bottom and I crawled my way out doesn't mean that's coming back. But here's the thing: if my coach asked me, he's like, what do you think it means? And I was like, if the universe is testing me, it's like, all right, you're happy. Here's all the, like the bullshit. Job from the Bible. Fucking here's a bunch of bullshit. Are you still happy? And I go,
One of God's
yeah,
most humble servants.
I'm happier than I've ever been. We were talking at the bakery. This is cheesy, right? And so a song came on the radio, and Kenny got all nostalgic. And he goes, oh
no
man,
shit.
1994, 1995, whatever it was for Kenny.
Took a way
He was
back.
like, that was the best year of my life. That was the best time in life. And so then someone else was like, oh, I remember 2001. This happened. That was the best time. And someone else, and it got to me, and I go, now. Right now is the best time of my life, and I'm not bullshitting. My life sucked for my whole life, and then I got divorced, and my mom died, and I had a kid, and the world crumbled like for real. That's why all this shit this don't hurt me at all. I'm fine, and and so it came at me super hard.
We got the hardest part out of the way already.
The hardest part's out of the way, baby. And so,
well, what do they say, Grambo? It's greater later.
And later's now, my friend. Right now is the best time of my life.
Yeah.
And that's because of friends like you and all the freaking friends and fans and family I got in the chat right now. There's 120 people that want to sit.
Damn.
Like when I was doing comedy 2 years ago, I couldn't get 40 people to sit and listen to me talk. So now the fact that hundreds, if not thousands of you guys watch and join this, it really, 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 really means a lot. I fucking endlessly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's kind of like sometimes when we're put into position, it's kind of like that's when we really get tested just by whatever you want to call it, whoever in the universe. But it's kind of like they want to see if we're like ready. If at the first sign of problems, are we going to crumble or are we going to rally? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is kind of like the test for it. Is it really like, is this really worth it? Is this what I want to do? Am I going to hit the ground running both feet 100 miles an hour? You know what I mean? But then it kind of gets to the point too, where it's like, okay, I've been doing this for this long. Do I want to keep doing this? Or, sometimes you kind of run into those like shit or get off the pot moments.
I have a philosophy on this, and I always tell people I literally live my life by this. I go, there's two kinds of obstacles. There's the obstacles that are a test, and then there's obstacles that tell you should turn around. And so when you're going on your path and you got to look at a moment and it's like, is this a full U-turn moment? Like, do I turn my life around in a U-turn and go the other way? If the answer is no, then keep going. It's a test. But sometimes you got to go, should I turn my whole life around in a U-turn? Yes. Yes. Get off. I had a few of those moments, you know. I have a mini U-turn I'm in right now. I don't struggle with drugs. I don't struggle with alcohol. I don't struggle with nothing these days. I'm able to pay
Found a
my
little
bills.
lady friend there.
If I got a lady friend, but it's food now has become my thing. This damn Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash. I'm just like, I'm spending freaking,
Dude,
you know,
you got a
hundreds.
girlfriend now, Grambo. You better start going to the grocery store.
Nah, she lives far away. I live. See, I'm a
Aw.
rock and roll star, Cortez. I have girlfriends out of town. You know.
Okay. I mean, can you get
it's
some
a
of them
funny
to come
story
over
about
and
how
make
we
you some
met.
eggs and bacon?
She would. Yeah, she's a good cook. She's also a mom. That's one of the things that attracted me to her is that we both have 5-year-old daughters. And so it was like,
Oh,
it's
no
one of the
kidding.
things.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So like, there's some girls I dated that, you know, they're not into the kids, or sometimes they're creepily into the kids because they haven't had kids. And they're like, I want to be your mommy. You know, it's just like, get out of here, bitch. Yeah. It's
Or you
chaos.
find that one that wants to tell you all about, like, I don't know, it's like just drama, but it's like fake tough out of nowhere. Like when it's like,
So
oh, I'm a mama bear. I would rock an orange jumpsuit for my kids. It's like, okay, have another beer, Becky. Go over there.
oh my God. That's real talk. That's Chicago talk right
Yeah.
there. Okay, no, I have to say,
Oh,
like,
that might have been a little too specific.
that was very specific. Guru, so Guru that everyone knows from Dude Grow Show that I end up replacing, Sean Guru, he met his girlfriend and long-term partner at the Dude Grows Cup 2021. And so Scott was just like, Grambo, you're probably gonna meet a girl at the cup. And I go, Scott, it's a goddamn sausage fest at the cup. It's wives and girlfriends, you know. There's no single women at the cup. There's maybe 3 single women at the cup, and one of them is the Kansas Cutie.
Hey, Grambo,
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry to hijack here, but I kind of need you guys' help a little bit. I need you guys' help for something.
Hijack.
So, okay,
Yeah.
I'm definitely coming out to the cup. The date's already set, June 7th. Now,
Announce
I
it.
think we've,
I didn't know this.
yeah, so it got announced at the winter ceremony last year. It was already arranged before it. Anyways, so
It was for
I've been
sure either
engaged.
June 7th or 14th. Guaranteed.
It's June
one of those.
7th. I
I'm pretty sure
promise you it's June 7th.
Okay.
But, you know, for like me to get time off of work, I got to bid for my time in January. So like second week of January, I'll get the ball rolling so I can go in June. I've been engaged now for like a year or a year and a half. So I actually want to tie getting married into the cup, because I want to see if I can bend. So I'm going to have a lot of stuff. I'll probably be out in Colorado for like a full week. Do you know a good priest? I mean, I would settle for like a reverend or a deacon. They still got the right idea. But do you know a decent priest in the Fort Collins area?
I mean,
I prefer it was a Catholic ceremony.
I know the International Church of Cannabis, but I don't think you're going to find any priests there. I can get you married.
Are any of them ordained?
They're their own religion. They're called the Elevationists. Okay. So I can find you an Elevationist priest tomorrow. Tonight.
But do they got like the power through whatever county that is there to like make it official with the certificate and whatnot?
Yeah, all you gotta do, like, because the ceremony doesn't make it official. It's actually like the paperwork. So my wedding when I got married was March 20th, 2020. Well, COVID lockdown happened March 12th, 2020. So 8 days before my wedding, as if that wasn't an omen of things to come, it got canceled. God canceled my wedding twice. And so we ended up not getting married, but we signed the certificate. And so we were married on March 20th. It was just our photographer was our witness. And so, yeah. So, yeah. No,
was that one of the signs that was a U-turn, Grandpa?
Kind of, but she forced the U-turn on me. See, I lived differently before then. I was I didn't believe in the universe's guiding hands. So check this out. So this is the chapel of the Church of Cannabis. Let's skip to this.
Yeah, because I can't lie, Grambo. help a brother out here. She's been on my ass for, I don't know, it kicked up about like maybe a month ago, but I'm getting you met Mrs. Cortez over there at Scotty's house.
Yeah. I hung
I
out with
like
all the
I
cups. You were
honestly
running around
feel
getting high.
yeah, that sounds about right.
B-Dub says, Grambo, get online, become a rev, bro. I will become a reverend by next
Will
June.
you do it,
Cortez. I
Grambo?
promise you. I will do it.
I was actually Banner sent me something because I was kind of asking like certain people like, hey, do you know a good priest? And he's like, well, anybody could do it. And he sent me the link. I could send it to you. But yeah, I feel at this point, I feel like I've been married for like years already. But we're just engaged.
Yeah. No, this is the thing. Like when I say I was only married for like 2 years, but we were together for 10. I was in a committed hardcore relationship. Padre Grambo, as Sleeps with Sativa says.
You know, I finally found a woman, and this is definitely how she got a ring out of me. She's an amazing cook. She's very caring. She's very compassionate. She has a lot of the things that I lack, to be quite frank. But at the same time, it's like anything in the world that I could possibly ask her to do, she's done it already. Like it was kind of funny. The reason this kind of like all went because this actually sparked out of your conversation when you were saying like how you had the list for like the girl and everything. So I had a list too. The only thing that was on my list that wasn't quite met, and actually in my wife's defense, the only woman that I ever knew that could do this was my grandmother. My grandmother could legit fold a fitted sheet. That takes talent.
Oh, that's hilarious. You know, I always wondered why people, because on Tinder, you go, you see 1,000 girls little about me things. And so I'm a pattern recognition machine. And why do so many girls talk about folding fitted sheets? What is the meaning of this? And so now I have context.
Have you ever tried?
No,
like to do it correctly?
Ball. I've never tried to fold a sheet, bro. I'm Grambo.
Oh, that's good stuff.
No, I'm helpless right now. That's why I say Scotty says Grambo needs a Grambo. I'm actually like my next goal in life. Like people be like, oh, I'm saving up for a car, which I am. I've been saving up for a car, and now's the time to get a new one.
I actually just got my car back like 3 weeks ago. So, my plane tickets got fucked up coming out to Colorado. So I ended up deciding to drive my own car. That went fine. Got an oil change at the Fort Collins Jiffy Lube before I even left Fort Collins, before I even left Colorado. Made it back fine. 2 weeks later, I'm driving to work and I'm literally getting off of the expressway and my transmission decides to go out. Now, see, I'd heard people talk shit about like Fords and whatnot before that, but I was just kind of thought it was an opinion until I found out what a CVT transmission was. And guess what? A 2016 Ford Escape has a CVT transmission.
All right. Yeah, that's above my pay grade. So I'm not going to.
So CVT just means that it's sealed. So put it like this, like sometimes, I got to check the dipstick for the transmission fluid. Maybe it needs to be like topped off. No, not with this one. Since it's a sealed unit, no dipstick. Even if you just got to add a little bit of oil to it, you need a whole new one. Just cost me $36.50.
What's it called?
CVT transmission. It's a sealed transmission.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Nissan Altima got them. Ford Escape got them. But yeah, I basically just bought another like cheap car and put it inside of my car as much as it cost me.
Yeah, it's never the.
I was doing
the more money
for like 4 months. That shit gets so expensive, dude.
Yeah, it's preposterous. If you hit it at the wrong time, you're just effed.
Oh, I know. It's like, how was this like $7, but now it's like 43 for one. Like, what?
Nah, I'll live. Like B-Dub said, I'm gonna drive a snowmobile. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude. So what's up in What's going on in the garden, man? You've been keeping up the grow. What's going on? Last I heard,
Hell yeah.
you're getting back on track after the cup disaster this last year. And so, what's going on in the garden right now? What you growing?
So I actually had a decent takedown. When the light fell while I was at the cup, came back to just all whole tent that I was ready to flip crushed, but ran autos just because I knew I could get to harvest the fastest with those. Also, just did a whole bunch of clones from JR Token. You guys should check them out for the killer cuts. I had like 4 selections from him. All that got harvested. Right now in the tent, I think I'm like day 16. And it's actually kind of cool. I'm growing some stuff out for Heather from Fast Buds, but it's not autoflowers, even though it's Fast Buds. It is Fast
What?
Buds,
What's happening?
but they are legit photo femmes.
Photo femmes from Fast Buds. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And how did you come across these? Like, what are they? Are they dropping these? Is this a thing they're going to release?
So they're out already.
Talk about dogs and cats, mass hysteria.
Yeah, mass
Fast
hysteria.
Bud photos.
So
what's happening? You changed.
they're out.
Fast Bud,
They've
changed.
They've been out for a little while. If you guys go to the website, they don't have.
So mailman
any
asked, not the quick
pictures.
finishers, because they have the quick
No,
finishers.
That's separate. So
full
okay.
photos.
So let me break this down a little bit more. Fast Buds been autoflower for the longest time. For about maybe the past like 2 years, they got the fast flowering. Within like maybe, I don't know when they released exactly, but I'll say within like the past couple months, they released a legit photo feminized line, not fast flower, zero root or Ellis, legit photo femmes.
That's crazy, because definitely a it's one of the things you and I have talked about many times on that popular video that you helped me make. It was all about autoflowers, and the thing that meeting you, I never cared one way or another. I didn't, I was good with what I was good with, and so I never tried autos just because why would I? But once I tried your auto stuff, and I was like, all right, autos are legit.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just kind of got. Well, here's the thing. So that's kind of like from a couple different angles. They used to suck. They used to suck real bad.
Yeah, they used to suck. But guess what? Regular weed used to suck.
Right. But people still get a bad taste in their mouth. And I would say kind of like what I was talking about earlier with some of like the breeding practices of some places in Europe. It's kind of like the American medical situation, because it's like profits over patients. So like with all that white labeling and shit and wonky pheno, like you'll get something that kind of looks good, but then it turns into like thistle once it dried. It's nothing. It harms just wheat cultivar in general. But it's like, oh, but the Meidler said Blue Dream. What the fuck? It's like, no.
Yeah, that's why I'll say, like, Seeds Here Now, not sponsored, or like what did you say, Seedsman, not sponsored. Like you gotta go legit, man, because this
North Atlantic. Whatever.
And so what do you do, right?
Night owls.
Like if you get some genetics that you dispute, like other than your taste buds and kind of like the morphology of the plant, what is there? Is there I remember Adam Dunn tested a bunch of OG. He called it the OG Gnome projects, and he actually fucking genetically tested the DNA sequence of weed. Is that what we're going to have to do? Because you know what I wouldn't mind is, while all this commercial cannabis is raking in millions, I wouldn't mind some sort of regulation being passed on these fools where it's like, hey, you have to sequence this shit and it has to be what you say it is or you get fined. I would like that.
But dude, you never want to invite the government in that far. Like honestly, like government should have
Cortez. They
but
coming in.
so
Son.
I'm a libertarian. I believe that the government should have no function outside of administrative. And when I say that, I mean like census taking, building bridges, all that kind of stuff. My personal opinion. But anytime you invite the government in a little bit, like, okay, prime example, let's look at like 9/11, right? World Trade Center,
Okay.
Maybe that's what you believe. Maybe you're like conspiracy theorist. That doesn't matter. The aftermath of 9/11, they came out with the Patriot Act. How many terrorists do you think they caught with like all that enhanced spying, listening to our phone calls, emails, text messages, everything? You know who got fucked over more than anybody else from the Patriot Act?
Just Americans.
Drug dealers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I've been learning about hacking and like cybersecurity, OPSEC as it's known, operational security, and it's very
Little penetration
disconcerting about.
testing.
Oh, you think I don't know about pen test? I'm impressed. I'm impressed. You know about pen testing, Cortez. Respect to you.
You'd
I
be
fuck with
surprised
you.
what I know about it, Grandpa.
I am very surprised about what you know, my friend. I
You throw a
mentioned
little
this.
man in the middle attack in there.
Yeah, all right, a little denial of service.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
DDoS someone. Don't get me started. But while I've been looking this, it's been giving me the feels about like,
Guys,
boy, I'm
that's
short.
when you go to hotels and whatnot. Be weary of free Wi-Fi, even if it looks
Everywhere.
like the name of the establishment that you're at.
Oh, everywhere, dude. Yeah, no, it's we're in F,
Is
and that's
this
why I
the
say
Starbucks Wi-Fi?
I was feeling good about legalization because it's like, dude, if I had to worry about OPSEC and an AI driven Apple phone, Android, Google, Facebook, deep state, collab, and what a nightmare to be on the DL today. There's no DL. There's no DL. So all you guys in prohibition land, like, sleep easy at night because they already know about you. They just don't care enough to spend the money to get you. No
Do
one's
you have a
hiding.
phone in
It's
your
so clear.
pocket?
Then they have you.
Yeah.
Like
I got
everyone has the thing where it's like, dude, I was just talking about Louis C.K. bits, and now YouTube's recommending me because dude, it's listening. It's not. This isn't speculation. It's listening. That's why when you say
No,
hello
it's really
Google, some of your
listening.
phones just turned on.
But how many like millions of people, like tens of hundreds of millions of people are they listening to? So like you talking
Hundreds of
about
millions.
like an ounce of weed that you sold to your buddy in 1997, like they could give a fuck less.
They could most places could give a fuck now. Like
Right.
rural sheriff's offices and stuff, they don't have access to any of this technology.
Yeah.
So those are the people that are busting. They're trying to make a dime by like getting their buzzage rates and stuff.
There was something I remember like a couple years ago. There was a story of like people in certain cities, if it's like some like small property crime or like petty theft, the cops won't even come out.
Yeah, they said that in LA.
Yeah.
LA has
yeah,
that.
they were like, they said that they weren't gonna like waste the gas money. The specific story that comes to mind, but I don't remember all the specifics.
No,
but yeah, like they don't
people,
care, dude.
People are in jail for pounds, they got a couple of pounds and now they're in fucking jail.
If you're not selling like crazy drugs, if you're not part of like the international arms bazaar, if you're not bringing back metric tons from the Yucatan Peninsula, like they really don't care.
Even if you are, just fucking pay your taxes. Let them take. Yeah. We were talking about that on the show. Like, if you do something illegal, the IRS still expects you to pay taxes on it. Like, it's a separate offense. Like
wasn't it just like a year or two ago with the? I think it was what is it if you're like a private contractor at I-99? They there we go. They added a thing, but it was just a year or two ago to where it was like, do you wish to disclose any illicit funds? And like they don't ask for specifics, they just want like an approximate dollar amount.
That's so hilarious, dude. So What a great time to not have to worry about. So when I went with the Kansas Cutie, I had to drive 17 miles into Kansas, and I was puckered the
Oh,
whole way. I hadn't been to an illegal state other than going home to Iowa, where I never really left the house and just kind of chilled, Other than Iowa, when I
Nebraska
go
was a
back and
little hairy
forth,
for me, but I steered clear of Kansas.
I don't drive. I fly everywhere, man. So this was the first time I had driven anywhere illegal, and God, it's like I don't want to
Were you
deal with it.
smoking? Were you smoking in
I
the
have my
car?
vape
Nice
pen.
little joint.
I've got some really good. I got the great vape pen from Green Dot. Everyone knows I always champion me and Rasta Jeff. So if me and Rasta Jeff say it's the best hash on
I
earth,
always get
damn
those
near,
ones from Tops. I always get those pens from Globfather.
Tops is great. I recommend Tops, but for some reason, so in the world of cannabis now, it's like, the term IP, intellectual property. These strains, like, so right here, like this lemon grinder stuff here, that's a proprietary strain from Green Dot. So that's not out in the, no one has a cut of that. I actually met a couple of the Green Dot guys at the DGC Cup, and I was like, should a cutting stick to your shoe of that lemon wreath? And they're like, you can't get the lemon wreath. You
You
ain't getting
know,
the lemon
I
wreath.
actually just had a really interesting conversation here locally with
All right.
somebody that I don't know, sometimes our paths cross. I'll put it like that. But they're actually like licensed, they're in the genetics business. Sometimes I'll get cuts from them. Like they're one of the few sources that like I'll take something into my, obviously still quarantining, but one of the few sources that I'll trust to take in clones from. And oh my God, I had like an hour-long conversation with this guy. He was telling me about how like I could get these certain cuts that we won't name, but it's something that's on the rec market. But I think it's in the rec market in like California and Nevada. And I could get them, but if I got them, I had to call them this certain name that isn't what they actually were.
Man.
But it was because of licensing reasons.
Yeah, I worked at a dispensary that there was
Do you
some
know
issue.
though, like with some of the breeders, like the strains actually get leased to them for like the growing facilities for the dispos. So they could pay hundreds of thousands, they could pay millions, and it's like, okay, I just gave you $3 million. So this strain is mine for the next 42 months. You know what I mean?
The thing, I've become
Not to say that what you just paid all that money for, somebody like myself might have.
I mean, this is the thing. It's all about
Sometimes.
convenience. It's all about convenience. There's a guy I heard talking in this business course that I took, and he was like, when you're broke, you think everybody's broke, right? But then you get rich and you realize it's like, why are all the nice Rolexes gone? Why the fuck can't I buy a yacht? Why am I on a list to buy my own airplane? Like, I got $100 million. Like, I'm trying to spend this money, and like, I can't get a yacht. Where's all these yachts? How come everyone buying up all the Ferraris? He's like, you can't get a Ferrari. They all sold.
See,
It's like, yeah, people got money, son. So someone's got money.
but
Like
then
me,
again, it's not
and he's buying the
what you
cuts.
know, or it's not the money that you got, it's who you
It's
know.
who you know. It's
And
the
then
connection.
especially, if you got like decent connections with people, especially like I might have something that's like not as cool as that, but it's still pretty unique. Like, I don't know, most of my horse trading, I'm usually good for coming up with like a rare Tiki Madman cut just from some of like the access I got. But you would be surprised how that's like the arm twister for most stuff.
No, I wouldn't be, man. I remember we have a saying around the Dude Grows environment. We say, check your weed privilege, because not everyone gets to live. Because now, like for me, I actually have to double check my weed privilege. Like Scott and Dude and Banner, they like know a lot of people, but Gabe from Jug Dealers, he knows everybody. So if I
Oh,
need
I was watching
anything
Dude
on this
Grows the
earth,
other day. I heard Scotty making fun of you a little bit. He's like, "Oh yeah, Grambo's been hanging out with Jaren too much lately."
because I was almost, I know, I tell the Jug Dealers that I'm like, dude, now that because I've been working with them for a year, and I've
Hell
learned
yeah.
so much about growing weed from hanging out with Jaron and Gabe and Lee and Bo and all the guys at 5'8". These guys are some weed humans. So between Dude Grows and Jug Dealers, man, I've been getting my education on them.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to 5'8" really quick too. And I actually want to bring up one point that you left off at the beginning, which I actually feel is one of the biggest benefits of the silicium is the improved drought resistance.
Yes. 100%, dude. It's legit.
Especially, I like to even mix a little bit of the silicium in while I'm in the clone dome when my like roots first start coming out of the rapid rooters. Because have you ever gotten like a little too dry in the rapid rooter, and that's usually the kiss of death? You'd be surprised. And I'll mix like a little recharge in too when I do like the silicium feedings.
Nice. So check this out. I have to. You just reminded me that I have to go full screen on this one. Hey, you guys! I put out the thing. Remember, like, was it last week or was it the week before? It must have been last week. I put out the jugdealers.net/samples out there. It'd be really cool if you guys went and it's like, I'd love if like they got like 100 people to go in there. You motherfuckers showed up in force. Thank you guys. They got 120 requests. When I walked in on Tuesday, they're like, Grambo, what the hell happened? We got the most sample requests we've ever gotten times 10 in a day. And I was just like, gosh, I don't know what it could be. You know what it is? It's the Grambo Grows family responding. So I gave you guys the call.
Yeah.
All of you guys that have already done it, there's a little time frame before you can order again. Give it time to settle down.
Silicium, great stuff. The Playground, Green Sensation, the Truth.
Green Sensation's amazing.
Winter Frost,
forget
about it.
And I'll show I'll bring it up here. Is the jugdealers.net. I built this myself. I built their website. So all the stuff that you see here, I built and wrote. And so jugdealers.net.
You did that, Grambo.
Yeah. I'm a Renaissance man, my friend. I do all the things, and they were very specific about how they wanted to look. As it says there, we do ask that you cover the shipping, but we got the rest. And you just go right here. Growers form pops out. It just asks you 12 questions. You put what you want in there, and they're super stoked. Not only were they not bummed that 100 people hit them up for samples, they were very, very happy. So they believe new mill in the Cyatetics, the silicium. It's all real hardcore grower stuff. And so go try it for free. You guys heard it here first. I'd love to walk in on Tuesday and have them be like, another 100 people requested silicium. So yeah, foliar silicium, add the rhizium, because the rhizium goes in with the silicium. I actually have a bottle of it.
I use the silicium myself, but I don't do it foliar. I don't know. I've never tried that. But I'm kind of weird about like spraying stuff.
Well, I get, yes, they are hella generous, but you do got to pay the shipping. That's the only thing. They'll give you hundreds of dollars worth of free stuff, but if it weighs 20 pounds, you're gonna have to pay the whatever that crap is.
You might be paying $100.
You could easily, yeah. But yeah, jugdealers.net/samples. Go try something. Go try the silicium. It's on them. If you want to try the whole line, ask for a pep pack. It weighs a lot, so the shipping is probably $100, but
that's the $100.
Yeah, you get like $400 worth of gear. So yeah, just go jugdealers.net/samples. It's the last time I mentioned it tonight. I don't get anything over that or other than the satisfaction of I'm helping an awesome crew. Like I'm at the offices, so like I do their podcasts, and they were like talking about like needing a website guy, and I was like taking a hit. I was like, I make websites. I was like, you need a website? They're like, yeah, could you? I was like, you need a shop too? Jugdealers.shop. I was like, I just made GRAMBO.shop. I'll make you a jugdealers.shop. I was like, I just did it for me. Let me do it for you. They're like, we need some t-shirts. I made their stickers. I make their logo. I do. If there is anything Jug Dealers related, I made it. I'll just throw that out there. I do everything. The only thing I didn't do is Cannabis Vibe made the theme song. Other than that, from the website to the production to the lighting, the editing, I do everything. But they write the shows. They do their own. I couldn't write for Jaron and Gabe. That would be impossible.
They are really cool guys. I think I've met most of the crew because I met Jer Velman, I met Gabe, and I met Lee here in Chicago. Then I just
Oh,
got to meet
really?
Jaron. Yeah. Then I just got to meet
Okay.
Jaron for the first time at the Cup in person.
Nice. That's cool. You
Definitely
met
legit
Lee.
guys.
I'm going to Vegas. I'll be at MJ BizCon this year in full force with the 5/8 crew. So if anyone wants to come to Vegas in December, they're wild. They're the wild boys. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's cool. And yeah, Jair, he's the guy that started Gavita. He's
Yeah.
the OG
Dutch Lighting Innovations.
DLI, baby. Hell yeah, dude. So yeah, so you're growing the photos from the autoflower company. That's very fascinating. I would
Yeah.
love to hear the story behind why they decided to go that route.
I think it was just a gradual progression. But you know what? At the same time, and this is really just my personal, this is Cortez's personal opinion. People start off with autoflowers, but then as we mature in our craft, then we find out about clones. And this, you know what I mean? Like I actually stopped growing autos for a little over a year, but this was a couple years ago now. And I just went clone only for a while, but it was kind of like autoflowers broke me. And I was just like sick of popping seeds, sick of like the occasional like little wonky ruderalis that'll pop out from the pack. So it was like, you know what, for a while, I just want to stick with guaranteed winners.
Well, I have to take a second to shout out their newest Gramborg member. Welcome, Hookster Graham. He's hardcore DGC. I see you everywhere, buddy.
DJ Khaled, another one.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's so nice. It's so awesome to be supported. And once again, all this money goes towards paying somebody to help me make content. When I move, I'm going to be in a way. That's how you get the pet pack. Go to jugdealers.net/samples, fill out that grower's form, and it asks you what you would like for samples and write the pet pack. They will send you an invoice back for the shipping. Once that invoice is paid, it gets shipped fast, dude. Like I'm always like hearing like got my shit. It's like, damn, dude. Like the boys, shout out to Dave and Trev in the back at 5/8. So here's when you go to 5/8's warehouse and you go in the back, they're riding skateboards and like filling orders.
Got Jaron on the little dirt bike.
Jared's on it. He's not kidding. This is real. It is business.
I was waiting for him to pop a wheelie.
Could you imagine one of the best run cannabis businesses ever, just run by your stoner homies, dude? It is just stoner. It is hilarious there. Everyone is legit cannabis people. I've learned more. Like even the guy that does accounting grows, you know, it's like, it's ridiculous. So when I hooked up with those guys, I was the new guy and I'm wearing a blazer. They're all looking at me like I'm a cop or something. I was like, hey man, I've been a grower for 15 years. I've been a smoker for 30 years. I've been a black market grower for most of my growing career. I've moved packs left, right, center, you know.
What was that scene in Half Baked when he went into the bodega?
So pretty much something like that.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Yeah, dude, it's real life. The coolest thing, I'm having to start saying like not just checking my weed privilege, but checking my weed friend privilege. I get to hang out with like I was hanging out with a buddy of mine who's a comedian, and he like follows this stuff, and I posted a picture of me and Chad Westport. He's like, you know Chad Westport? I was like, yeah, he's my friend. It's my friend Chad. I know him as Chad.
Chad was
my buddy more than Chad Westport. Although Chad
was just on my show earlier today. Just came back from Mexico.
Like
he was down there fighting those hurricanes.
If someone was like, dude, you know Cortez the Conqueror? I'm like, yeah, it's my boy. Like, it's just like, this is what it is, man. We're all normal people. Like, that's the thing. People ask me about like, oh, what's Scotty like? He's exactly like what you think he is. What's dude like? Exactly. What am I like? Exactly who you think I'm going to be when I show up. I'm going to be talking about pussy and dabs within 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true.
But I'm going to become a reverend for Cortez's wedding. So I'm going to tell
Please, dude. I'm gonna tell Mrs. Cortez that you're in. She's gonna hold you to it.
Dude, I'll do it. So here's the thing. Me and the Kansas cutie, we met at the Cup. So she'll for sure be at the Cup. So if you're interested in who my girlfriend is, come to the Cup, hang out, dgccup.com. Tickets available
I'm gonna be
for
there.
June 7th. Yeah, I know you're gonna be there. I'm gonna be fucking
I still
Father, the Son, and the fucking Holy Ghost OG.
It's almost, we're coming to the end of the year. It's almost Halloween, and then you know how it is. It's like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New
Please,
Year's.
around
So
this
it's like
time
by
of
the
year,
time you blink,
I prefer Croptober, please.
yeah. Well, I'm just saying, but I gotta hit up Little Real again to see what's the deal with they weren't taking any vendor stuff the last time I asked. So I want to see, because I want to try to get a booth there this year. Try to do it real big.
Yeah, that's usually a dude, maybe Little Real involved with it. Don't ask me or Scotty. That's the number one rule about the Cup is don't ask me. I just work here, baby.
Yeah.
No, I love it. Shout out to Bray.
Well, yeah,
He does
one
the Cup
way
pretty
or
much all by
another,
himself.
I'm definitely going to at least attend the Cup and definitely doing the Airbnb thing again this year. Drive out there. So
Yeah, you got to. In the age of Airbnb,
spend a week out there. You know what I mean?
What is this? Church of the Voodoo Punani? I'll
Oh,
visit.
wow.
A friend of mine is a cult researcher. And so like she goes to like voodoo cults and like weird cults. I met her. She's a comedian. Lisa joins a cult is her name if you Google her. And
What was that one
good friend.
cult where they were like branding the chicks on their thighs with that like symbol? You know which one I'm talking about?
The Grambo cult? How do you know about that? We haven't been busted yet.
Meanwhile, Grandpa's really not joking. He goes to those parties. Like, have you guys seen Eyes Wide Shut, where they got like the one mask, and then there's somebody with like big horns. Somebody walks in with like tattered wings. He's kind of like something.
Once again, this is too
with
this
Illuminati.
Is too specific. Like, I'll wear an orange jumpsuit for my kids. This is too specific, Cortez. What party? Yeah. He's from Chicago, man. Don't flash your lights at him.
Well, sometimes you get a peek behind the curtain. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like, Jimmy, I don't know, Illuminati
Jimmy, if
adjacent.
you want, if you, but if both of you are serious, I'm in. I'm going to ask you off air if you're actually serious, Cortez. But I'd be honored. I'll fucking. That'd be.
Oh, dude, no, this is no shtick. I'm being so serious about this.
All right, I will do it. So you and Jimmy, I will marry. I will. Yeah, I say yes. Put a ring on it, baby.
You could get like a thing going, Grandma. Because think about it, like DGC Cup, it's basically like adult summer camp, right? Like, just imagine if. Well, for me, it is like, dude, I gotta schedule.
No, I'm saying it's kind of in the wood. It's on a farm. There's fucking goats and chickens running around.
Free range chickens running around. The people there are so awesome. But just imagine if that was like a service that you guys offered, like, hey, by the way, Grambo's ordained. So if you guys want to come, you know what I mean? Make it like, nowadays it's gotta kind of be non-denominational so you don't offend it, whatever. But no, if you were just there and you could marry people, like, you know what I mean? You'd be in there like Don Corleone on this day of my daughter's wedding.
If people understood my devotion to love, they wouldn't doubt that I'm very serious too. My whole thing is like this is the thing about when I got divorced. Like there's a saying about there's no bad divorces, man. Like people that are, it's like, I love you. Why are we getting divorced? I don't know. Like getting divorced saved my life. Honest to God. Like I was just in a weird, the way I look at it, the universe wanted my daughter. My daughter's going to be important, the little Grambina. And so the universe wanted her. And once it had her, it didn't care. It's like the marriage is irrelevant. Get out of here. We just wanted the kiddo. And so I just focus on my kiddo. And now I made this big declaration a few months ago on this show, on Dude Grow Show. I said, no more hoes. I'm getting out of the hose market. I deleted Tinder. I deleted Hinge. Single men of the world, listen to me. I'm going full screen on this one. Download Hinge and get laid. Hinge, baby. Tinder? No. Hinge.
Bumble.
No. delete it, burn it with fire. Don't ever
Well,
download Bumble as a man, ever. Hinge, baby. I'm telling you, Kenny, nice guy Kenny. I told him about yeah. So I made a big stink. No more hoes. I'm getting off the hoe train. And I was devout single, just like going through life, like, and then freaking my girl just hits me. She hit me up, if you can believe. She sent me a really cute picture and she goes, "Do you remember me?" I was like, "You're goddamn right. The prettiest girl at the DGC Cup. Do I remember you?" Yeah, only slightly.
damn,
Yeah.
Grandma's got some game
Mhm.
over there. Look at you.
I'm handsome as fuck, Cortez. I'm king of the
You got that
balls.
beard thing going on.
Sicko Grows, man. Sicko Grows. Shout out to him. He literally comes over every Friday and trims me up, and he hasn't been here for 2 weeks. I'm turning into Grizzly Adams over here. But
Got to get
yeah,
that lineup, huh?
like I can't even admit on camera how much I devote my life to like player thoughts and like existence. Like I have a lifestyle I want to live, and I have the job I want to have, and I have the sex life I want to have, and I must have the things I want, Cortez, or else I will move. Fucking, like, people ask, like, how'd you get good at guitar? It's like, well, I just threw 10 hours a day, 7 days a week for 11 years at it. Then next thing you know, I'm good. How do you
Oh,
get good
yeah.
at growing weed? I just grow for 15 years nonstop, perpetually. Oh, all right. If you lose a harvest, you don't pay your rent. Yeah. All right. We better figure out IPM. Especially once Did you ever, like, this is like you could feel free to not admit. I don't know how far back you go. I used Eagle.
I go.
I've been there.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I have used it, but it's probably been a decade since I got there with a little Eagle.
And that's
Well,
what
20
legalization.
years.
And you know what killed it was legalization, because once legalization came in and mandatory testing thresholds came in, all of a sudden you couldn't use Floramite, you couldn't use Eagle 20, like it was gone. Like
You couldn't use what is it? Termite killer for aphids?
termite killer? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, they always make you stop using the stuff that actually works.
Yeah,
But
now
no, guys, it's terrible shit to use. It is not for plants that you consume. It is for ornamentals, and that's stated on the label.
Yeah, dude, it's no bullshit. It turns into like cyanide gas when smoked.
Yeah,
so
it turns
into
it's like, just imagine if you were like smolting silver and you were like inhaling, like you were like doing like hot knives of like silver fumes. It'd be pretty fucked up.
Yeah, not good. I think you probably done.
Yeah, it's like some crackhead shit, dude. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, no. So that's the thing. Like, as we're talking, I'd say the theme of tonight, as we just kind of bullshit and talk about herb and life and living, is like real genetics.
Breaking up a little bit of this this is the real JR Token Cherry Paloma that I grew out, that I happened to get from JR Token.
So there you go. So if you see Paloma out there, maybe it's the Paloma, right? Maybe it is the Paloma, but you know what? It's not. It's not the JR Token Pheno. We always say this word cut. I talked about this. JR was out at a farm of like 20,000 plants a couple weeks ago, so he wasn't able to make the show
with Uncle
and so Jim. I did a solo show. It was my first ever solo show where I was way too high. I took edibles and dabs. I was like, fuck, my guest didn't show up. I'm too high for this shit. But what I talked about was how when you take a cut, you're not just preserving the genetics, you're preserving the phenotypic genetics.
Right.
Like you're getting a pheno from this cut. So when you're getting clone only strains, you're getting the GG4, like, and then even within the GG4, that was the fourth pheno. So I was thinking of S1s on the Jug Dealers. We were talking about the difference between F1s and S1s recently, and how it's like the S1 is a self. So it's selfed on itself, whereas the F1 is the first familial generation of the plant. I was like, very, very interesting. So if you see an F or S, that's what it's indicating. Whereas if you see a BX, that's a back cross. And then if you see a number, that's usually the phenotype. So Gorilla Glue number 4, I'm smoking the Rainbow Kernel number 2, whereas Banner is smoking the Rainbow Kernel number 4. And so that's how that usually
But
goes.
then
So,
at the same time, like even if you do have like the exact same cuts, like so to use the cherry paloma, that's probably like the best example I can give right there. If you guys
Yeah.
go to, because you know what I mean, like that cut has been spread so far and wide throughout the community. And when you go to the DGC cup, everybody's got their paloma they grew. But when you
mhm.
go, like, especially for the people who like hear, oh, cherry paloma on like million podcasts, you know what I mean? But when you go and you smell like different people's, it goes from everything from like a sour to like a gassy to like kind of more
Sometimes
of
it will
like a
be,
cake.
I've seen almost red bud.
And they're,
I've seen purple.
yeah. Oh, there's some that are super purple. I got mine pretty purple with the winter frost and
What's
dropping my
the
temperatures at night to like 65 degrees.
nice? What's the best? Who's the best paloma you ever smoked?
Well, probably from JR directly, I would say.
Okay. I have
JR's got the best JR. But at the same
I've
time, I'm
had
just saying, like, that's where, like, even if you have the exact same phenotype, then genotype also plays because your plant's going
so
to express itself differently for your grow environment, and it will
yeah.
also change the plant and it will change the flavor profile depending on your inputs.
Yes,
That's
Jaron. I
another
always
thing.
quote Jaron's. He
The
says,
people at
he
the
says,
DGC Cup, you find a lot of people that don't know how to flush their weed properly, so you're still getting that all.
they exist. Yeah. Jaron always say that phenotype is genotype times environment. So depending on your the genealogy of the plant of the seed or cut times your and not the but your
Yeah,
environment equals phenotype. So if you get
because
the
it's going to be
gene the
different
JR
from Miami to Texas to somebody in New York,
and
but
so
like
hands
even
down,
the way
I
your
know
house is
exactly
set up, you know?
unequivocally, I know who the best cherry paloma I've ever had was, and it was Sunny and Bectopia grown outdoor. And it was just like
Oh,
succulent. It was the
you know,
sweetest, gassiest. It didn't even taste like paloma. It tasted gassy and
yeah,
sweet.
right,
Like
right.
I love
You know
like
who I got to
lemon
give a
grinder.
big Paloma shout out to? You know, somebody that did it really well was Soup the Gardener. I got to give him a big shout out. That actually just
Yeah, I grew his Paloma Nights. Remember the Beck video? Check it out, baby. Someone out
hell
there,
yeah.
one of you got that. One of you got that. Leave a comment if you got it. Check it out, baby. Yeah, no, the whole phenotypic expression thing. It in fact, it's really been guiding my life, right? So Cortez, I'm not bullshitting. Until I started growing weed really seriously, I didn't realize I was alive. I remember one day I was high as fuck and I literally had this thought, I'm alive like a plant. Like I give my plants these amazing inputs and I give me really shitty inputs. I give my plants a really regimented schedule of like feeding and sleeping at specific times. I just
Yeah.
fucking butt fuck my way through life. I was like, dude. And then so I started like giving myself a little bit better inputs, giving myself a little bit more regimented schedule. Now I'm having a whole nother thing about it. It's like where dudes like literally your environment, like you're in Chicago. I would die big gray beard and big bags under my eyes if I lived in Chicago. I live in Denver, man. It's super chill here and like the traffic's bad, but like I can deal with it. I know how to deal with it. You know, I couldn't live in LA, Chicago, New York, Houston. It fucking drive me nuts. I'm from
See,
Iowa, man. I can't fucking
I would lose my mind out in a big city.
yeah, me too. Me too. The
Plus, you can
girl
get
that
away
I'm
with so much
seeing,
more.
my girlfriend is from a town of like under 20,000 people. And I was like, well, I'm from Des Moines. It's a pretty small town. I looked it up. It's 700,000 people. And I was like, oh no, I thought I was from a small town. I guess I'm not from a small town.
Right.
So I'm a city boy. You've been to Denver. Denver's a city. I always say if you average Des Moines and Chicago, you get Denver. So yeah, it's right in the middle. And it's
It's kind
weed
of like
mecca. And I will fight anybody.
Milwaukee, or what's the one up in Minnesota?
The Twin Cities
Minneapolis, I think.
and St. Paul.
But I don't know. Like I've always lived in Chicago for the most part, so it's like I go to other big cities, I'm kind of like disappointed. It's like, wait, but Chicago's so sprawling. But I go up to like, I remember the first time going up to Minnesota, first time going to like Milwaukee, and I'm like, wait, where's the rest of it? But in my head, I thought all big cities were supposed to be like to the scale of Chicago.
Yeah, right. No, dude, you live
It
in
was
the
my
third
life
biggest city
experience
in
up to that point.
America. Isn't it
Yeah.
the third biggest city? LA, New York, Chicago?
Yeah, second or third. I'm not quite sure exactly. I've been to California twice. I've never been further east than Dayton, Ohio.
Really?
Yeah, never really been to the east, but I've been all over the south. Spent a lot of time in the south actually. And then I've been west.
So it is New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, Phoenix. That's your top 5.
See, the nice thing about Chicago, even though we're a big city, we still have like decent sanitation. Like, I'm not trying to throw shots at anybody else, but like I hear that like some other big cities are like filthy and they got like trash piled up and rats because they don't come for the garbage.
I hate to break it to you about Chicago, Cortez, but that city's a fucking festering toilet. No, I'm just kidding. But what it
I
is,
mean,
it's falling apart.
but
No, like what you're saying about the sanitation is correct. But what I will say is that the infrastructure is fucking crumbling. Like I said, I lived
Oh
in
yeah,
Evanston
dude.
for a
You
while.
gotta
So I
you
grew
gotta
up
get
there.
like a new set of fucking tie rods or shocks from these potholes like every
And all
two,
the
like we should be
bridges
getting
are
siphon
crumbling.
shocks.
They just take like chain link fence and rivet it around bridges because there's falling rock because the bridges are crumbling. Every time I go to Chicago, I'm just like, they still haven't fixed, like
Like they're
Lower Wacker
the,
is the only place that gets
oh
any love because it was in Batman.
yeah.
Everywhere else got nothing.
They did some shit recently because they had like a NASCAR thing to where they like raced the NASCARs around downtown. Then they went to Lakeshore Drive and came back around off of Lakeshore Drive.
Oh,
But they kind of
yeah.
had to because like, dude, there's potholes on Lakeshore Drive that if you're going faster than like 45, you will like your car will fall apart.
Yeah, Denver is like almost immaculate because all of our weed tax money is earmarked for roads and schools. So like they fix the roads here. Like almost every road, like on the interstate, is perfect. Like most of the main drives are perfect.
It's like,
It's
you know how
cool.
expensive Chicago is for everything. So like I might go to grab like a carton or two of cigarettes in Hammond, Indiana. That's like a 30-minute drive. And you can literally tell where the like Illinois, where Chicago ends and where Hammond starts, because it's like it's almost like two different seams, like our shitty roads, and then Indiana is like legit.
When we went to the Emerald Cup, so there's San Francisco and then there's Oakland, right? And so there's just like a bay, like San Francisco Bay, separates them. So there's a big long bridge, not the Golden Gate Bridge, but a different bridge that takes you across. And then but we didn't stay in Oakland and we didn't stay in San Francisco. There's actually an island called Alameda that we stayed on, and you can only get there through like underground tunnels. So you have to have a car to even get there. And the roads, it was like out of a Hollywood movie. It was like the best. Everything was scenic. People were walking their dogs. You went through that tunnel and it was like you just like teleported to like the 1800s, dude. Like it was like dirt roads.
Is it cobblestone?
Feral animals. No, not in a good way, not in a cute way. Like nothing works. Everything's dirty. There's feral animals everywhere. Everyone's there's Walking Dead level homeless people. There's just burnt out cars. They'd catch cars on fire and then make houses out of them. Alameda is awesome. Hell yeah.
Oh, big shout out. Chi-Town Hi-Fi. It's actually one of my buddies.
Oh, shout out to you, Chi-Town Hi-Fi. Yeah, we bought weed from a stand-up comedy fan in Chicago because we went to a dispensary there and we're like, you want how much for a half ounce? I was like, oh, fuck that. And my dude PJ called a fan. He was like, dude, I'm from Chicago. You need weed in Chicago. You hit me up. And we weren't going to hit him up. Then we went to 2 different dispensaries and we're like, dude, hit up your boy. And so we got some homegrown.
You'd be surprised, like the big name. Like I've met like A-list comedians, but you know when people go on tour and stuff, like you guys will, unlike most celebrities, like somebody that's been like idol of mine since like I was a kid, like Mike Tyson. You know how many times I've tried to reach out to Mike Tyson? Like that doesn't even get looked at. But it could be somebody like a comedian that's been like in movies. You've seen his Comedy Central special. Maybe he had like a HBO Showtime special, whatever the fuck, right? But if he's coming through your city, chances are he'll respond in Instagram DM, like even if you're like Joe Schmo, because he's trying to sell tickets. He's trying to get the door. You know what I mean?
And,
so like somebody like myself.
They're fucking nuts, dude, and they're about that
Yeah.
life. Like you think we won't show up? I'll fucking show up, dude. Like literally, like
so somebody like me, I use
tonight?
that to my advantage because there's actually a pretty big comedy club in Schaumburg that has like all the top names. If there's somebody that I'm like
Improv,
thinking about
right?
seeing,
Chicago
Chicago Improv in Schaumburg, Illinois.
The Schaumburg Improv. Yeah.
Schaumburg, yeah. But I'll hit people up and I'll be like, hey, I'm Cortez the Conqueror. I'm a local Chicago cannabis influencer. I was wondering, would you want to blah, blah, blah. And like 9 times, like there's been times where it's been like literally, dude, like not even 5 or 10 minutes, like, yes, please. My opening act, like edibles, you got 2 tickets. What time can you be here? Can you be here like 30 minutes before the door? Like I got to go there to like get it. Yeah. It's kind of cool though.
Oh, yeah,
you know
dude.
what I mean?
Dude,
but you know, it's one of those things to where it's like a closed mouth doesn't get fed. Maybe a networking opportunity. You know what I mean? Sometimes it doesn't hurt to like reach out because like what's the worst somebody can do?
You've been a really good boy for 90 minutes. So I'll go ahead and throw out there. Hey guys, if you do want to buy any recharge from our buddy Scotty Real, Cortez the Conqueror has an awesome coupon code. So you got to use coupon code Cortez at checkout and you get how much percent off of Grow Dot's Real Buckets?
10% if 10%. And if you spend over $50, that includes free shipping. If you guys wanted to get more details, you can actually go to www.realgrowers.com/Cortez, and that'll give you all the information right there.
Nice. Hell yeah. Because I know you are, I'm gonna hire you someday. I'm gonna marry you and your old lady, and then I'm gonna hire you. Like I have a bunch of
dude, she's gonna hold you to this now, right, Grambo?
I mean, I'm on air, like a couple thousand people are gonna hear me say I'm for real. I'm not kidding. I would love to do, especially the DGC Cup. I'm gonna be feeling free. I'll have my lady there. You know how laid marrying you is gonna get me? It's gonna be ridiculous.
You can put on the snazzy little tuxedo.
Oh, I'm putting on the collar. I'm gonna get the white collar, the thing. Like, what do we got here?
Don't get struck down by lightning, Grandpa.
You know, I'm like, do you? You know, I'm here. I'm halfway there, baby. Let's go. The rev.
This is gonna be great.
If
I do it too, I was thinking about this. Like, if I do it with the cup, like, there's definitely like people I can invite, so we can kind of turn my wedding into like a little makeshift cannabis event, a little exclusive VIP thing.
Well, you guys, Grambo at Dude Grows. If you want me to marry you, I can't take. I barely am taking Cortez seriously. Like, I'm so blown away. It's like,
oh, dude, I'm so serious.
Someone would want me to do that. It's like, okay.
So Banner. This was like maybe 4 or 5 days ago. I got the information from Banner. I'm gonna forward it to you.
All right.
Banner's usually he's always a wealth of knowledge. Big shout out to Banner. Appreciate you, buddy.
Janice Vibe wants to know the best place to rent the DG Cup for 7. I honestly don't know. I mean, Airbnb. That's it, right?
Everybody usually. So here's the thing. If you guys want to go the Airbnb route, and sometimes that is more cost effective, the best thing to do is look how many people the house sleeps, and then you can get people to like go in money with you, so it makes it a little bit cheaper. But I think most people go to, what's that motel? Is it the Best Western Days Inn? It's one
No
of the
clue,
two,
dude.
but that's
I go to the bakery, and I've been to the hangar.
No, but
That's my
that's
knowledge of Fort
usually
Collins.
the one that the DGC goes to. I want to say, if it's not a Days Inn, it's a Best Western. They try to charge me a $250 smoking fee, and like I thought it was just like the security deposit for the room. It's like a month later. I'm trying to figure out why it hasn't fallen off of my American Express. So I call, they try to give me some song and dance about how they had to bring an ozone machine generator into my fucking room. It's like, no, you guys are liars.
Did you have your like entry?
Well,
and stuff?
I mean, I smell, if they smell anything, they smell like a little bit of a cigarette. Go fuck yourself. You're in like a $59 a night motel. Like, what do you want from me?
Brett, the dude,
But
got banned from Airbnb. And the
I
quoted
got-
reason was the smell of raw marijuana.
I may or may not
marijuana.
have gotten the charge reversed by calling with like just complete Caucasian outrage. I don't even smoke. My mother was a smoker. I'm allergic to it. I can't believe that they would accuse me of something like this.
That's not how we talk. Get out here. Come on. I don't sound like that. No, that's how I sound.
That's how
Anytime I
I
listen to-
sounded on the phone with American Express. It worked.
Oh, my
Long story
God.
short, it worked. Cortez, one Days in, but whatever the fuck that motel is, 0.
Yeah, that'll be a thing as it grows closer. I'll have to put a little bug in everyone's ear that maybe we should put out an announcement for something like that, like where to stay. I think dude does.
We usually do that breakfast the day after the cup at that. I don't know what the name of it is, but they got the really good strawberry crepes, pancakes, waffles. Oh, they got a really good strawberry something. It's like strawberry cheesecake waffles.
Snooze, I believe it's called.
Yeah,
We'll be at the Snooze after the cup. So we had like a dozen, I think.
Unofficial little hangout spot.
Yeah, it's the spot. I love the place that I'm trying to move to. Like
they're not too expensive, but it's really good food.
In Denver,
we got out to Snooze.
We got Denver Biscuit Company down here, and it fucks Snooze up, dude. DBC, baby. I'm all about this. I'm moving next door to the place.
Or you can always go up into the mountains and get weird for a while, and then when you come back down, just kind of like cause some havoc at like a Waffle House or something. That's a move right there,
dude. That was you were with us, right, at the Waffle House that night?
With Jared Token, Uncle Jim.
We rolled in.
Was there.
If you are a cannabis content fan, we rolled in there with all of your.
I think ICANN THC might have been there, maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everyone was there.
We were getting pretty rowdy too. Like, have you guys ever seen those YouTube videos? Like, did you see the one where the customer threw the chair at the girl, but she like waited, timed it, and like snatched it and like threw it back at the customer? She like did this matrix shit and she like reversed the fucking chair, the stool.
Oh my God, we were like that now. Come on.
Yeah, no, but side note, there are some pretty good Waffle House fights on the internet if you guys ever go down that rabbit hole.
Drew says Denver Biscuit Company sounds like a strip club. Well, I'd eat there too. I'm just saying.
Kind of sounds like a place that would have like chubby strippers.
Nah, yeah. Biscuit.
You
know what a thwomp is?
This one, yeah, we're going over to biscuits. That'd be like one of those strip clubs where you go in and like one of the chicks like comes up and asks if you want to dance, but you can see like a visual like C-section scar. It's like, here's $5. Can you go away?
No,
Go now.
I lick it. I lick the C-section scar.
Oh, Jesus.
Give it to me. I love hugging. Give it to daddy. Daddy wants in. Well, we did it, Cortez. We were at an hour 44. I got so high I didn't even realize we blew right past. Yes, the
Hell yeah.
swamp from Mario. Ooh, that's how these strippers be landing on you. Ooh, you make that sound.
One of
All
them's
right,
got the
Cortez.
scarf, like that Irish guy. What was it from Sons of Anarchy? That's just.
Oh,
got
you want
the
to know how I
fucking-
got this? It's like the Joker.
Yeah.
Why so serious? You want to dance? Why so serious?
No, I think that's
You
like an
wanna dance?
Irish or a Scottish thing where they cut them in the mouth.
Yeah, it's called a Glasgow smile.
Yeah, there we go. Grambo with the assist.
I'm familiar. So we did it, Cortez. So everyone in the chat, they all know who Cortez the Conqueror is. But over the next week or so, 1,000 or 2 people will see this. And so where can they find you, buddy? Where conversations with Cortez mainly?
So you guys can find me if anybody wants to reach out. I'm the most active on my Instagram. I got my link tree in the bio as well for other like email inquiries and whatnot. But this YouTube thing actually really has been taking off for me lately. And one of the things I want to announce, so we always have the show where 3 p.m. Central on my channel, Cortez the Conqueror, but we have a really big Halloween show coming up. So Halloween, Thursday the 31st, we are going live at 9 p.m. Central, and we're doing a pretty big giveaway that night. So it's kind of like adult trick-or-treating if you guys want to come hang out with me and everything. But we're giving away over $500 in prizes. There's going to be 5 different prize packs. 2 of them are being given away with like automated kind of thing, the wheel or whatever. If you guys want to enter the 2 automated ones, go over to my Instagram. There's some rules behind that. For the other 3 prize packs, I'm going to be pulling people into the stream from the community, and we're going to have like some games, trivia, different stuff to where we're going to have 2 people compete against each other. Scotty threw in on this too, so we're going to be giving away the 24-ounce Grow Dot 8-ounce recharge bundle. That's full plant nutrition for 9 plants. And we also got Noah from Do You Right Genetics. He's throwing in some seeds, so he's throwing in 3 different seed packs. So we're going to have some goodies, we're going to have some newts, and we're going to have some genetics. Everything for the whole night. It's like over $500 worth of stuff. If you guys might as well try to get in on it. So doing a little bit of giving back to the community. Come trick-or-treating with your boy Cortez.
Oh, well, you know how you have you seen my Halloween costume?
Not yet.
The fire rises.
That is
You
terrifying.
think the dank is your ally? I was born in the dank, raised by it. By the time I saw brickweed, I was a man, and it was nothing but blinding. I'm telling you, Cortez, I'm coming for it. I spent way too much money to become Bane. I got a good Bane impression. You think
pretty
cannabis is your ally? I was born in cannabis, raised by it. I didn't see alcohol until I was a man, and by then it was blinding. Blinding.
That actually is pretty good. It's kind of scary. Oh, and then next week,
you think
I'm not going to be live.
I was raised fucking with condoms, molded by
I'm going to be at the Goat Cup next Sunday, but we're going to put out the pre-released with conversations with Cortez, with J.R. Token, and we actually are doing a whole cannabis as alternative medicine episode. If anybody wants
good luck in Shadow Band. Have fun.
Coming up 3 p.m. this Sunday.
All right. Well, Mailman's going on a journey, so God bless you, sir, and fucking merry journeys. May Mescalitos in Central America, there's a god of tripping, and his name is Mescalitos. So I refer to him as
Mescalin.
May Mescalitos guide you on your journey, my friend. Fuck
That
yeah.
kind of
All right,
reminds me of
Cortez.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, goddamn right. That's going to be the cup this year. I'm going to be a reverend dressed like a reverend on fucking DMT. Goddamn. Fucking goddamn bats, Cortez. My man.
That's good stuff.
This is huge.
But yeah,
Well,
let's
you're gonna wanna be at the
talk.
BGC
Let's
Cup
talk
this
some more
year.
about that, Grambo.
You're going to want to be here. Yeah, I'm in, man. So just start planning.
I'm gonna hit you up in the DM.
All right. Slip in my DMs, baby.
It go down
All right.
in the DM.
Fuck yeah. All right. Well, as I just wrap up real quick, as I always say, thank you all you guys, the board members. The most important thing you can do is subscribe. Already subscribe, share with a grower's friend. Sharing is caring. Roll this video up, pass it to a friend, smoke that like button. Thank you guys so much. I really, 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 really appreciate it. You want to join that members button just like everybody else, come on board. And yeah, we got a bunch of new members, so I'll be reading off a brand new list next week. Thank you guys. Support live comedy. I will see you on Tuesday for Jug Dealers, Wednesday for Dude Grows. All right. Later, y'all.
We're dropping knowledge on GRAMBO grows, talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From seeds to the cure, we always smoke pure. Nothing but good vibes up in here.